What up, everybody? This is Carla. I am Miss Cash. I just wanted to talk about, the surgery I had on my birthday. I had a surgery on my birthday, December 27th. I could give a little background about it, but it's something that all women I've learned basically are kind of going through in some form, some shape, some way, because it has everything to do with the reproductive system for most people. And as you become a lady or whatever, you get that monthly friend that is just like when you're young, but then as you get older, it's like when you're pregnant, it's like when different things. It's emotional thing, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Is it's a really an emotional thing, and sometimes it becomes a physical thing. So for me, I have three children. First of all, three. I have a 20-year-old, and I have a 15-year-old, and I have a 12-year-old. So I really didn't want to have more than three children, period. So after the 12-year-old was born, basically like a year after he was born, I went ahead and had my tubes tied, and that was my birth control. Been married for 15 years, but been with my husband for like 17 years. Quick. All right. So basically, I had this surgery December 27th, because I had fibroid tumors. And what made me even want to find out what was going on, I had really, 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 really bad cycles. I'll put it that way. It was terrible for me. But it always has been terrible. Once I started talking to my gynecologist. I mean, when I was young, I used to kind of throw up and be sick and be dizzy and almost have like a fever when my period came on. It was just terrible. But then as I grew, until a lady, things like that, it just was always terrible. But I thought it came with the territory. I thought because that's how it began for me. I just thought, hey, this is a cycle. This is what happens. But as it began to get worse, though, in my 30s, honestly, because I had my last child at 28, and in my 30s, I can definitely remember like 34, talking to a doctor. But on that time, I actually was on state provided insurance. But I told my doctor about this stuff, the pains that I was having, the long periods, the heavy bleeding, the clotting, the cramps, really just dizzy and weak and things like that. So finally, last year in August, I had a new doctor, got a new set of doctors, new insurance, like let's just start over because, first of all, I'm 41 now. And all these illnesses from age like 34 till now, it's just like, I can't move forward like this, sis. Because it was just so painful, and it became an issue. Like, I had to pack the hugest bag of, women stuff that you need when you're on that thing. But mine's was like the biggest pads ever, like mattress size. And then when that didn't work, you had needed two of them, or you needed a tampon as well. And it just became like this huge task. And it really started getting on my nerves when it's like my kids have an event and they're like, hey, my son has a concert, my daughter has, a program, or my baby son has, wrestling or something. And I'm just like, I don't feel like it. I just can't. And I'm a singer as well. So sometimes when I would have shows, or not just shows, but when I'm supposed to either minister or perform, I would be that time would just interfere with everything. And I only really had one good week out of the month. It was the week after it's hard to explain, but it's the week before PMS. So it's like you have the week when you know your period is going to come on. That's your period week. Then you have the week after that. That is kind of recovering from your period. Because you know, you eat a lot, you do a whole bunch of stuff, so you eat a lot. Then you have that third week. That week is the best week because you're like, whew, we finally get all that stuff out the way. But then that next week happens and it's preparing for what? The drama again. And it went into cycle. So it always hit a nerve and it always just interrupted my life. Anyway, so when I finally went to my doctor, I told my doctor all the situation, and she's just like, you know how doctors are, really, you said, yes, I see. She basically was just like, what it sounds like to me is that you have some, fibroids, and I'm like, okay. So she set it up, for me to go and have a pelvic exam, and what I was like, I'm ready. What? Check it out. And I really didn't know for sure, but I can tell something was going to happen. I went to see the radiologist. She was really nice, and she laid me down. And for women who has had children before, and basically it's like the sonogram, where you can see what the baby is. But now, because I don't have any babies in there, basically they're looking in that area. So anyway, she was just like, yeah, I see this, I see you have fibroids. So basically, I was just like, good, at least I can have a answer. Like, I know for sure, like, this is not the way periods should be. Like, there's something going on, so bam, I just was like, all right, my doctor basically got in contact with me. Like the day after, my hospital was so good. I'm with the Northwestern group. Anyway, they were really good with the way they communicated. Like, they called back basically with the results like the next day, and they were just like, hey, yeah, you have these two tumors. You have fibroid, bilateral. I'll name it down the list later, but anyway, they was like, hey, we're going to put you in touch with this great gynecologist. They let me know where the offices were. Got the appointment. Went to the appointment. The appointment was really nice. Dr. Rogers. I will not say her first name unless she wants me to. Really nice doctor. She drew a picture for me. She let me know how it was, like what was going on, why things were happening. Then before I left, though, she was like, do you want me to do this test? And I probably should have said no. She was very nice. But she wanted to test if the fibroids were cancerous. I should have said no because I went to this doctor's appointment at my lunchtime at my job. And I didn't know that it was going to be something that would be painful, like for the rest of the day. Anyway, I can go into detail about that later, but basically they put all the everything together and set up the appointment. And, she was like, you're a perfect candidate for the Da Vinci laparoscopic, there we go, partial or even full hysterectomy. And I was like, at 40, it's just kind of like, I don't want to have any more kids. A lot of people have these fibroid tumors, and they're not really, they are very common, okay, but it's not really curable. Basically, if they cut them off, they will grow back. And for me, she was like, we can cut them off. I was like, but she was like, if they grow back, then you gotta get it. I'm like, I'm not trying to come back again. So, don't want any more kids. So, yeah, what's the one-stop shop? That's what I was basically asking. So she, told me, we can do this surgery, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, cool. But I just started a job in like the August, actually the same month that I went to see my new doctor. And I was like, I let them know that they want to schedule this thing. They wanted to do it in November, but I just started a job in August, so I hadn't quite been there like for the whole 90 whole day thingy, whatever. But I was just like, you know what? I can always find a job. Plus, I'm an Avon rep. I do a whole bunch of things on the side, and I'm on my husband's insurance, so it just kind of was like, forget you guys. I gotta take care of my health. But anyway, they were really nice. They were really well. We'll talk about politics later. But they were like, yes, go ahead and take care of what you need to take care of. So I call them back. They're like, oh, we can do this December 20th. I'm like, cool, December 20th. All right before the holiday. Then she was like, wait a minute, hold on. We got to make sure our OR and all these people. She started saying stuff, and I just didn't really know what she was talking about. But she told me to hold on. And I said, okay. I held on, and she came back on the line and was like, oh, because of the holiday, I can understand. She was just kind of like, everybody's not going to be here, but the next time we have open is December 27th. And I'm like, December 27th is my birthday, you know. So I was just kind of like, I had to make a decision right then and there, and I was just kind of like, whoa, my birthday? I'm having a surgery, and it's going to take away my uterus, and that's what gives birth. And I'm just like, 12/27, I just kind of went, but I was just like, you know what? Sign me up. So talk to everybody, prepare myself, and now, went in, had to fast basically just for like the whole day before you had the surgery. And I'm 12 days out now. Because, I went in for the surgery, and it was kind of hard waking up out of the surgery. Actually, but let me tell you one thing. The doctor started, saying, oh, it's really cool, because I did look up the surgery online. I went actually to YouTube University, and I just looked up the surgery, and it was pretty cool. And I know that God has a lot to do with surgeons, because to be as precise as I saw those videos to be, you only have to be guided by God's hands to do something like that. So I was really comfortable with it because I saw the way it was done, and it is really routine. They do this type of research surgery like all the time, but for me, it's not routine. Okay, it's not routine when you just go in there and just take some stuff out of you like that. So as it may, as a routine for all the doctors, I still have to get my mind mentally set. So, needless to say is, once I knew, like right now I have on one of those vests, basically, so I can get in the sauna, because it's kind of swollen, basically. But, I'm back down to my weight. I ain't never really had no flat belly. One thing I will not have ever again is a period. And, you just gotta be careful, though. Don't move. That's why I'm making this video now. Really, all I did was get up, and I had a meeting, with Avon on the phone, and I took care of myself, and get something to eat, and take care of yourself, do your little hygiene and everything. You know what I'm saying? But I'm back in bed because you have to recuperate. Mothers, especially mothers too. Not even just mothers, but everybody have the day-to-day stresses and cares, and it weighs down on you a lot. As women, we take care of a lot of different people, and the medicine will make you feel like you can continue to move on and just do what you regularly have done, but don't do too much. I have not had to lift a finger, and I really enjoy that. Probably could have lifted a finger and put on a little bit more makeup, but hey. So, ladies, basically, if you're having really bad periods, if you know something's not right, or if you even think it's not right, just go see your primary care doctor, whatever way your insurance is set up, because the way your insurance is set up, you may have to get a recommendation or a referral, basically, from your doctor to see a gynecologist. And the doctor also, your primary doctor, will also set it up for you to have a pelvic exam. So go get your pelvic exams, ladies. And some people know about these things. It's a whole nother subject too. But go get your pelvic exam and try to get in contact with your OB-GYN. Just do it. And just make sure you follow doctor's orders, because at the end of the day, once they told me I needed to have this done, it was no more how I felt. Because, I felt like this was the way periods were supposed to be. I felt like this is, normal. And I'm a woman and I gotta go through this because Eve, she ate that apple. And we were gonna have issues ever since, and I just was like, I took it. But nah, it's gone. And I feel so much better that I don't have a period. I mean, it's only been 12 days right now, but my future looks much better. I feel like I can go on vacations now, because my husband and I, we will go on vacations, and it will be for like something like that's our anniversary. And yeah, anniversary shot, because the worst period in the world came with us. Or, so I have lots of more stories to share, but I don't want to lose your interest just yet. I want you to come back and listen to more. So yeah, thanks for watching. Share with someone if you know someone who's going through some really rough periods, and I'll see you soon. Hope you have a great day.